So this is post Sandy, and usually there is quite a large beach down there where people hang out, and this is a big kayaking river. So I thought I'd take a minute to talk about the election coming up. A lot of people send me messages that ask me who am I voting for and what do I think about Romney and getting Obama out of office and yada 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 yada. I just stumbled upon an article the other day that I think sums it up perfectly. It was someone interviewing Mark Faber, and he said that if someone was literally holding a gun to his head and saying you have to pick between Obama and Romney or we're gonna shoot you in the head, who would you pick? And his answer is, please shoot me now. And I agree 100% with that. You know, it's really funny because people are always saying don't waste your vote by voting for Gary Johnson or writing in Ron Paul. And you know, I'm not going to tell you how to vote. It's a free country, vote however you want to vote. But I do believe, in fact, if you're voting for Romney or Obama, that's actually wasting your vote. Because really what you're doing is you're just perpetuating the shitty system that we have and we're all stuck in. I mean, really what it comes down to, from my point of view, people who are saying they've had enough with Obama in office and they want to vote Romney in so he gets out. From my point of view, is anyone who thinks that Romney is going to do a better job for the people or this country in general, they just haven't done the research, and they don't understand that he's backed by the same bankers and money that is behind Obama, and all the people with the same agenda support both of these guys. And I'm not going to argue the fact you can not believe it or believe it, but if you do your research, or let me rephrase that, I did my research, and that's what my research leads me to believe.
Mitt Romney believes in all these things, but here's the crusher. So does President Obama. There's not a dime's worth of difference between them. Name the topic on which the president has a real say and they agree. Can the government mandate health care? Yes, from both. Should income taxes stay where they are on those who pay the most? Yes, from both. Can the president start a war on his own without a declaration of war from the Congress? Yes, from both. Can the president kill any American he wants? Incredibly, yes, from both. Oh, there is some difference in tone. One of them likes labor unions, and the other one likes big business. But both love big government.
So, you know, I'm not going to confirm or deny whether or not I'm voting in this election or who I'm voting for. But I can tell you that I would not be voting for either of those guys. I'm just not going to support the system as it is. And it's so funny to me to see how people in the past, they, like, you know, people who voted for Obama, okay, well, he's going to change everything. And he doesn't change anything, and he just makes things worse. I mean, you have the NDAA, the Patriot Act, you know, all the executive orders, all the wars, all the killings, all the death, right? But people believed in that, and believed in him, and then he didn't do anything. He just made things worse. And so now these same people are going to believe in somebody else, or other people are going to believe in somebody else. That's really just toting the same line. And the truth of the matter is, I've said this before in at least one video, until a president can be held accountable for promises made during a campaign election, there actually is absolutely no point in any of it. There's a big hawk right over there. Right? Because anybody could come up, even Ron Paul, Gary Johnson, they can come up and say, hey, we're going to get rid of the Fed, we're going to get rid of the IRS, we're going to do all this. Then they get signed into office and say, ah, you know what, changed my mind, not going to do it. So that's the fact of the matter is, until there's actually some sort of laws that force presidents to uphold what they say during the campaigning, it really doesn't make any difference. With that said, I think that, again, this is me personally, I think the country's sunk. I think that the elite people who are behind the scenes, they want a collapse, they want to usher in the one world government. They want all these things. They have their agenda, and they don't care about the people's rights. They don't care about the people's welfare. And I don't think anything you do is going to change that. So if you were going to vote in the election, I would think sending a message that you're awake to what's going on and you're standing with the people who are at least talking about liberty, such as Gary Johnson or Ron Paul. You know, I don't see how you couldn't go that way, but
That applause you hear from Symphony Hall is for the Boston Symphony principal players. You just heard them as soloists and Frank Montana concerto for 7 wind instruments, timpani, percussion, and